What's up? What's up, everybody? Ooh, some of my words. What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna be looking at EAS scenarios. SCP. I've seen some of them, but not all. So, well, let's get to it. And just before it starts, what, bro? What? Nah. Wait. Chew. Okay. So first of all, I'm sorry. I've not been posting a lot. I did post videos, but recorded videos. I haven't posted them. So I will post videos. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get into the video. First one, SCP-6 is 10. The Flesh I Hate. I know about this guy, kind of. No, not really, but kind of. British and USA alert. Alarm.
Warning. This is not a drill. This is an emergency broadcast. If you are receiving this broadcast, you may be in immediate danger. Please remain calm and listen closely to prevent further fatalities. This is a warning message from the SCP Foundation. An anomaly in your area has been detected. Repeat, an anomaly in your area has been detected. SCP-610, also known as the Flesh That Hates, is a highly contagious skin disease that initially manifests like an ordinary allergic reaction, with symptoms including increased sensitivity, itching, and rashes. Be sure to turn yourself into authorities immediately. If you notice anyone around you, be they strangers or family of friends, you must report them to the authorities.
No. Oh, I want to watch that one.
SCP-610, also known as the Flesh That Hates, is a highly contagious skin disease that initially manifests like an ordinary allergic reaction, with symptoms including increased sensitivity, itching, and rashes. Be sure to turn yourself into authorities immediately. If you notice anyone around you, be they strangers or family of friends, you must report them to the authorities. Infected individuals will be taken away and humanely euthanized. Remember, failure to comply could result in mass extinction. Repeat, failure to comply could result in mass extinction.
What are free?
If you experienced any of the symptoms mentioned, it is already too late. The only thing left to do is sacrifice yourself for the good of humanity and potentially save the ones you love.
Dang!
Within only 3 hours of initial symptoms, the rashes will begin to turn into masses of scar tissue, which will spread all over the body. Victims will be consumed by thick, rubbery flesh within just 5 hours. Remember, if you experience any of the mentioned symptoms, please turn yourself in for immediate disintegration. If you notice anyone around you with the mentioned symptoms, please report them to authorities. Remember, you could be saving the future of the human race. Once the victim has been consumed by the flesh, all vital functions will cease. However, the victim will not stay dead. Instead, the victim's vitals will restart at a heightened rate, just 3 minutes after expiring. From here, the mass of flesh which has encased the body will begin to move on its own, multiplying and mutating into something no longer human. Specific mutations have been recorded to vary from case to case, including swelling on the head, the growth of extra limbs, and in some cases, the victim's body splitting apart and becoming rooted to the ground or any other surface. Once settled, it will be unable to move from that spot, but will continue to grow outwards, consuming everything within its reach, be it living or not.
What?
These stationary mutations are easy to avoid once spotted. Upon contact, however, death is inevitable. The best way to save yourself in this situation is to cut off the part of the body that has come in contact with the SCP. This must be done in seconds before the disease spreads. Mutations that maintain their mobility are highly aggressive and will pursue their victims mercilessly. They will attempt to infect any living thing that comes into their line of sight. This includes men, women, and children, all pets, wild animals like birds and mice, and anything they can catch that they deem large enough to be worth the effort. It is recommended not to try to reason with it, as studies so far have shown that SCP-610 does not have higher brain function, though it has been shown to be capable of learning to a degree and can protect itself. It cannot comprehend empathy. They have been known to use tools as weapons, such a one subject who was recorded using a farming scythe to kill several operatives who were on an expedition to explore infected areas. None of these men returned. None of these men returned. We strongly advise civilians to avoid all contact with SCP-610 at all costs.
Yeah.
Repeat, we strongly advise civilians to avoid all contact with SCP-610 at all costs. Due to the highly contagious nature of this disease, and the hostility of the mutations, this specimen can only be safely observed with drones and mounted cameras. Containment of this SCP is near enough impossible. The only hope of survival is to run. Maintain as great a distance as you can and call for help at the earliest opportunity.
Say something. Hey, go back on. Flash that hates. Okay. What's today? Oh! Wow. But yo. Yeah. Wow. Oh! That picture. Yeah, I've seen this before. Flash I hates. Oh no. I'm gonna leave this open. What's this?
If no help is available, simply hide and wait. This is your only option.
Dang,
Gathering in
this
large
one is
groups may help confuse SCP-610 as it struggles to select a target. Or the collective bodies emanating sweat and fear may increase aggression. Studies are still ongoing. All infected areas have been isolated with the permission of the government, with an official perimeter established around these areas. Any civilians found too close to these areas will be deemed a threat and shot on sight. Quarantine is recommended for anyone who has come within 3 meters of an infected organism. Any closer and they will be terminated and their remains destroyed by the relevant authorities, all while maintaining a safe distance. SCP-610 is a Keter-class entity, meaning it's an anomaly that's exceedingly difficult to contain consistently or reliably, with containment procedures often being extensive and complex. The infection sites remain active, though spread of SCP-610 currently seems to be focused on physical contact. All caution must be exercised at all times. There is no cure once infected.
Wow.
Repeat, there is no cure once infected. To summarize SCP-610 as a highly infectious skin disease.
Symptoms: rashes, itching, increased sensitivity in the skin, turn the human body against itself,
that turns the human
causing death and eventually
body against
reanimation.
itself,
Wow.
causing
seems
death and
painful.
eventually reanimation. The infected victims achieving a zombie-like state and becoming disfigured and hostile as it tries to infect others. At this point, your loved one is brain dead. It can first be recognized by symptoms such rashes, itching, and increased sensitivity in the skin. If any of these symptoms are noticed, authorities must be informed immediately. Tips on how you can protect yourself. If you are in immediate danger, run as far away as you can from the threat. Then hide and wait for help. Authorities will do all they can to contain the situation and prevent the further spread of infected. Please remember, the SCP Foundation are the only people in the world who can help. Follow the advice in this video for the best chance of survival. And remember, logic clearly dictates that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. We thank you in advance for your sacrifice. And thank you for your understanding and cooperation in these difficult times.
What's going on?
End of message. End of.
Oh, the person's dead. Who's recording this? Yep, they're dead.
Warning.
What is this, man? What is this? I just want to look at it, but what is it? What? He looks like a villain from another series. Oh yeah, Corey Kenton. And don't take that out of context where I saved it. Look, I don't have time to watch it right now. Waldo. Oh yeah. At least 9-10 minutes has passed. You can tell, or I can tell later. I'm trying to find the one I want to watch. I know Smokey, humans. Where's this? Come on, man. Yeah. And it looks like I watched it, but I just want to see. I don't want to watch.
We apologize for the interruption of our live broadcast.
That's
This
scary.
is a warning message from the SCP Foundation. This is not a drill. Please remain calm and listen carefully in order to prevent fatalities.
Okay.
The creature known as SCP-096 escaped last night. This specimen proved to be lethal, killing people in several towns with alarming speed. SCP-096 is a humanoid figure measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Its skin is a pale white color and its body is extremely thin. A great way to detect it is by looking at its arms, which are 1.5 meters in size. Its mouth can open up to 4 times wider than a human's and its eyes have no pigmentation. At first glance, SCP-096 is harmless, but when visual contact is made with its face, either in person or through photos or video, the specimen goes into a state of shock where it will scream and cover its face nervously, babbling and crying. After this, it will savagely attack and kill whoever has seen its face, from now on referred to as SCP-096-1. It is recommended not to try to reason with it since so far it has not been proven that the specimen has higher brain functions. To combat SCP-096, it is recommended to isolate only with the intimate family group, keeping an accurate account of who is in the house and where. SCP-096 exhibits antisocial behavior patterns, as it is usually seen leaning against a wall. This makes it possible for it to enter a house and remain undetected for a long time, so it is recommended that you keep the lights on and always enter the rooms of your house with your eyes down. It is also strongly discouraged to use any technological devices near this being, as no matter the distance that a photo or video travels, it will be aware when it is being watched. If someone accidentally looks at it, it is recommended that SCP-096-1 automatically moves away from her family group and try to bring it as close as possible to one of the points specified by the SCP Foundation, in order to be closer to its capture. In this case, there is nothing that can be done to stop THE specimen's attack, as it uses an internal tracking system, can destroy any known material that gets in its way, and reaches speeds that could not yet be measured by the Foundation. To date, there are no survivors or recoverable bodies following the attack of SCP-096, so extreme caution is requested from the public regarding the specimen. Follow all the commands of the SCP Foundation strictly, and the number of fatalities will be...
Okay, next video. Which alarm system is it going to be this time?
This is a warning message from the SCP Foundation. Do not turn off your devices. I repeat, this is a warning message from the SCP Foundation. This is not a drill. Please remain calm and listen carefully in order to prevent fatalities. SCP-682, A large, vaguely reptile-like creature of unknown origin has escaped containment near your location. If seen, avoid all contact with it, as it is extremely dangerous. This creature has already caused more than 140 confirmed deaths in just one day of its escape, its victims being members of the laboratory, military forces, and civilians from towns near where the escape occurred. SCP-682 proved to possess incredible strength, reflexes, and agility, so even in large groups, avoid any kind of confrontation with it. Do not try to set traps, as after several studies it was proven that it is extremely intelligent and perfectly aware of the environment around it. SCP-682 can only be contained with several military soldiers with the appropriate training. Any other attempt to stop it will result in immediate death. If you hear him speak, do not try to talk to it for any reason, as you will reveal your position. No matter what it says, SCP-682 is a killing machine that despises all life forms. Any attempt it makes to contact you is nothing more than a trap to kill you and your family. It is recommended to maintain absolute silence with the creature nearby, whether you're in its line of sight or not. SCP-682 understands human language and is characterized for having a terrible temper. Saying the wrong words to it could trigger an even worse tragedy. Be aware of SCP-682's ability to change its body size, and do not get confident if you see it wounded, as it feeds on all organic and inorganic beings, drawing energy from them. It is recommended that all civilians who receive this message remain locked in their homes with their entire family group, and in case SCP...
Wow. Okay. One last one.
Warning. This is not a drill. This is an emergency
And
broadcast.
pick this one.
This is an emergency broadcast. I repeat, this is an emergency broadcast from the SCP Foundation. This is not a drill. Do not switch off your television. You must listen closely to what we are about to say and remain calm to keep casualties to a minimum. We have been notified that the creature known as SCP-4885 has recently escaped from
4885. For what? 885. Yeah, wall it out. Yeah, but where's this history? Really it? Is that honestly? What is that? That's him. That's him right there. Oh, that's. What? Find him. Yeah, I did that right. Man, that sucks.
from its captivity. It is a highly volatile entity that will kill anything in its path. Its last known location was in Missouri in the city of. Its current whereabouts are currently unknown. We recommend all individuals in the state of Missouri seek shelter in their homes with close family members. You must cover all windows in your home to prevent from seeing SCP-4885. If you are unable for any reason to take shelter in a home, we suggest you hide in the nearest store, police station, or car that you can find. Just be sure to stay clear of any windows and not alert SCP-4885. We strongly advise everyone that under no pretenses should you remain outside. This will result in death. SCP-4885's appearance is similar to that of the main character from the book, Where's Waldo? The humanoid creature wears a white shirt with horizontal red stripes and a red and white bobble hat. Its skin is extremely pale, and we have been informed that it is missing its eyes. Any knowledge about the creature's location or whereabouts will result in immediate death. Always be vague when talking about SCP-4885. Do not state any name of cities, streets, neighborhoods, or GPS coordinates. Sharing pictures of the creature is also forbidden. It is recommended that you cover any gaps or holes that lead into your home since SCP-4885 can dislocate and relocate every joint in its body. It has also been noted that it can transform the skin into something of a rubber consistency. Be sure to scour every inch of your house for any gaps. Even the smallest hole could lead to a breach in your home.
Man.
Make sure to warn your family and friends to do the same.
I'm just saying, like, our house has a bunch of holes in it, but I'm don't take that out of context. But I'm saying, like, yeah, there's at least 1 or 2 holes in everybody's house somewhere, and you probably don't even know where it is. Like, it's that if it means that, because that's a crack. You know, that's a crack. Just cracking. But I wonder if SCP 4885 or 4885 can reclose all his limbs. Can it go from the tiniest hole? I mean, like, it's about the size of a human, probably size of me, 5'4", 5'7", whatever, 5'8", whatever. Literally, it could be any. It can, like, make its body go shrink like 6'8". I wonder. Okay, and this video's kind of getting too long. Wait.
We've just been informed that it'll be too late if you are aware of SCP-4885's location. SCP-4885 has been recorded phasing through walls to get its victims if knowledge of its whereabouts is acquired. It will then phase through the victim or invade through the esophagus and destroy their internal organs.
Oh!
Causalities inflicted by SCP-4885 will spill out a putrid yellow liquid from their jaws before they become SCP-4885-1s. SCP-4885-1s retain the appearance of the previous victims. Still, they are covered with illustrations like the ones seen in the book, Where's Waldo? Any knowledge of the whereabouts of SCP-4885-1 will also result in immediate death. SCP-4885-1s should not be considered alive anymore. They are a part of SCP-4885's hive mind and are no longer human. They only serve as proxies for SCP-4885 to teleport to. If a family member or friend turns into an SCP-4885-1, you should run as fast away from them as you possibly can.
Dang!
Causalities caused by SCP-4885 are currently in the hundreds and still rising in the state of Missouri. We urge that you stay indoors at all costs. Do not, for any reason, open your doors. No matter what, even if a family member has been locked outside of your home, we highly encourage listeners to not answer them.
What?
They should be considered
That person's gonna die! You're gonna kill your own family member.
dead. Any screaming or crying heard outside of your home must be ignored for your own safety.
Man.
It doesn't matter how loud their screams are. They have already been turned into SCP-4885-1s and should be considered extremely hostile. Advise the family member to seek shelter elsewhere or to leave. If they are killed outside your door, SCP-4885 will likely attempt to infiltrate your home.
Oh,
If you feel that the family member will not go, we suggest isolating yourself in a secluded part of the house. We also recommend you stay clear from all news stations or social media outlets currently broadcasting SCP-4885's current location, as this will result in your death. The federal government is attempting to shut down any sources of information about SCP-4885's present residence. Still, they cannot keep the flow of information contained, so please refrain from using the internet. Children and small infants should also be kept quiet to not alert SCP-4885 to your location. If you believe that SCP-4885 or an SCP-4885-1 has breached your home, We suggest you hide in your bunker or a closed-off room. We advise that you contact...
Who has a bunker in their house? Tell me, who has a bunker in their house? That's just stupid. Why would you say that? Maybe this person, or the creator, whoever that person is voicing over, has a bunker in their house. Or the person who makes the videos and the text. But I do not have a bunker. I'm pretty sure I do not have a bunker in my house. I have an attic. I don't have a thing in my room. I mean, like, my room has a closet, a bed I can hide under. I feel like that won't work. Closet, a bathroom door. I don't know. Just, who has a bunker in your house?
Contact the local authorities about your location and remain hidden. Be sure to whisper so SCP-4885 can't hear you. Under no circumstances should you try to confront the humanoid. The entity is extremely fast and bloodthirsty. We do not know of any weapons which are effective against the humanoid. Trying to retaliate or hunt down the creature will result in death. Trying to converse or negotiate with the entity will also result in death. We are unsure if the beast is capable of human speech or has the capacity to understand it. SCP-4885, however, is extraordinarily agitated and will kill on sight. It should not be considered human. Any attempts at escaping from the vicinity of your home are highly ill-advised. There may be SCP-4885 surrounding the house. You must stay hidden and remain calm. If you don't know the exact location of SCP-4885, you should be okay. But whatever you do, don't think about where the creature is. If you are spotted or recognize which room the humanoid is in, you will die. Government officials are currently with members of the SCP Foundation to locate and contain SCP-4885. We urge listeners to report any suspicious sounds heard outside your home or inside. Do not investigate these sounds, though. Remember, the less you know of SCP's whereabouts, the better. However, suppose you do feel that you have any knowledge of where SCP-4885 is. In that case, it is of the utmost importance that you do not spread this information to anyone. We suggest that you contact the SCP Foundation at 588-216-9128.
That's probably someone's real number.
Remain calm to keep casualties to a minimum.
Do not and do. Do not try to find SCP-4885. Do hide indoors. Do not fight the creature. Do cover all windows. Do not communicate its location. Do remain calm. This is not a game. Way! Okay, what? Where's Watto? What's going on in games? I'm gonna get a jump scare, bro. Oh, he gone. I don't know why replicating cakes is a thing. Well, goodbye, everybody. Hope everybody has a good day. Part 2 coming soon.